What is up, YouTube Nation? Miles Miller back at it again with another YouTube video. Sorry, I'm a nerd. But today we're playing at RRR in Cary. I love this course so much, not only because it's well kept, not only because there are turf tee pads and disc golf park baskets, which aren't bad at all, but the golf that you have to play here, the course demands kind of a wide variety of shots. So there are a lot of holes where there's some tight lines like you see here, and there's some holes that are kind of more open and honest, like this hole here on hole 1. This one's about 310 feet, throwing uphill, throwing a Scorpius here with a forehand. And I want to kind of throw it a little more left at that tree in the distance so it fades out straight towards the pin, but we're a little short right. We nailed that 45-footer. Very happy with the circle 2 putt on hole 1. Getting the putter warm to start the round is always a good feeling. So now hole 2 is about 300 feet downhill. Butter Nate Sexton Firebird alert.
I'm so butter!
And yeah, that would have been a good birdie, but we get some wicked spit out here. Not entirely sure how that happened, but hole 3, another 300-ish, 310-foot uphill hole. I'm throwing this Anheuser route that almost everyone takes on this hole, and that doesn't quite work out for me as I only get a third of the way up the fairway with my Essence. So now another Firebird's gonna have to come out, and we're gonna almost entirely hit my left side of the fairway line, but kind of squeaks to the right, but doesn't hit a tree, so we are going to end up having a 20-foot putt that we make. Par's not terrible, but moving on. Straight putter hole. The Warden is just going to be yanked a little high right again. So another scramble. And we get the par. So now take 3, Mako 3 time. Anheuser route, just yanking it high. We're just not connecting on our tee shots currently, and that one kicked all the way left of the fairway, almost into the fairway of hole 3 there, and the forehand roller is not going to do us much justice. And leaving ourselves 100 feet for par is not too desirable. So first bogey of the day. Now moving on to hole 6, we're going to throw a Star Destroyer. We're going to yank it over on a little too much Anheuser, but I think the forehand is the best play here to kind of veer to the right towards the end where the pin is. So another forehand roller is going to have to come out for a scramble, and this one's a lot more majestic than the last, with a nice friendly kick from the tree. That's going to leave us a nice fancy tap out here for par. Beautiful. Bing, bing bong. Moving on, hole 7, 290-ish foot uphill hole. We're going to throw a Glow Destroyer, and that is going to barely squeak up to the green.
Nice.
And barely squeaking low left.
I thought that was low.
Into the basket for our birdie putt from about 20-25 feet. So now hole 8. It used to be just like a nice baby turnover, but now I've got to throw this penetrating hyzer, and I just throw it a little too low because the hole's about 280 feet, 270 feet, and I threw that about 240, so if even that. So our circle 2 putt's not going to connect. It's going to leave us another par. Now this is one of the signature holes on the course, hole 9. You either throw this hyzer or you throw this force over that I'm throwing. I'm throwing a Champion Savant here, and it tries to flex out because the fairway kind of takes the hole to the left, but I remain turned over, and now I've got this jump putt from the right side of the rough that ends up being a layup for par. Should have probably thrown a Firebird there instead, but moving on, we're throwing a Savant here. We're trying to force it over towards this right side line, and we get it on a little bit of Annie, but it's not enough, so it kind of fades out early left. And the jump putt from about 40 is not going to connect. So moving on, this is where you really want to start giving yourself birdie looks on pretty much every hole. This one's a nice 240-ish foot baby hyzer. I'm throwing my Judge, and we threw it pretty well, so we're going to watch that one back again. Nice little ace trace line. Love the app that they've made so much. Definitely worth the money. I think it's about $10 a year. And we also love the birdie putt. So moving on, this is cringe at me while I throw this forehand roller instead of a just dead straight shot. I don't know. I feel like I've hit the trees 99% of the time when I play this course.
I like it.
When I throw an air shot, so I've just decided that the forehand roller was easiest for me. So you'll see where that ended up. It was a pretty good shot.
You're cheating.
Ow.
Dude.
I figured that last time you were like, no, you so bad.
And we have this left from our roller. But yeah, I was very excited to see Eric throw that. So now we're 4 under after Eric and I both birdie that hole with some weird lines. So now on to the only par 4 of the course. I kind of throw this way too hard. I don't need to throw it this hard. I need to just pitch something out through the gap and then have it just fade right, because now I'm having to throw through these trees where I want to get past them to the right. And as you can see from the left side of the fairway, it's not too good because there's really no clean line to the basket. So luckily I stayed in the fairway, and we've got this 200-foot up and down with my Warden. We throw it pretty dang close, and we are going to tap out. Very fortunate par, all things considered. So this is where you really feel like you need to give yourself a birdie putt and start doing it for the rest of the round. I think it's hole 13 here, or 14 rather. Throwing a destroyer on this 300 and maybe 30-foot uphill hole. And there was some wind, there was some headwind, not gonna lie, but that's not why I missed. I missed because I just was not committed on that putt. Just looked and felt bad. Guaranteed. But moving on, Leopard 3 in hand, a nice turnover on this 300-foot hole. And that feels really good. So we leave ourselves a pretty equal putt to the last hole, as well as a pretty equal result. We're just not connecting on our putts. Unfortunate sometimes, but nobody's perfect, I guess. So now the tree I'm just throwing at, the pin is just left of that. I'm throwing a Lion. It's about 300, or no, it's about 280 feet, I would say. Eric threw a link there, and this is where he got. Very, very nice putt from him. And a very, very nice putt from me. Those are 2 textbook 30-footers, and we're gonna trot our way onto hole 17 here. Pretty similar shot to the last hole, maybe about 10 or 15 feet further. So we're throwing a Leopard this time. And I believe this is definitely more uphill. So
I think you're pretty parked.
The fairway driver is definitely justified, and so will a birdie. Birdie will be justified after a good tee shot like that. So last hole, about 370-ish downhill. Throwing a Champion Savant. We turn it over just a tad too much, and the wind starts to push it down.
Okay.
And we do end up fading out to about 35. And boom, right outside circle step putts. I love those. We're gonna end on a good make, and that's gonna put us to 7 under, I believe. The last 3 holes really helped our ending score. But the scoring really is done from hole 11 on. If you can get a perfect 11 to 18, that's the goal. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. I love this course, and I hope to see you guys again very, very soon. Until then, like, comment, subscribe, and I will catch you on the flippity flip.